Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and today I got 7 different types of tabai, also known as the Borneo Olive. Why is this thing known as the Borneo Olive when it is not even closely related to the olive? Ah well, first when you look at it, yeah, it's an olive-sized, olive-shaped, olive-colored fruit. It has one big seed. It is not being eaten completely fresh, but needs to be processed first. And also it's a very oily fruit. But what is this if it's not closely related to the olive, but still being known as the Borneo olive? Well, the genus Canarium is... Oh, the genus Canarium disappeared from my phone. Okay, well, now I have to do everything by memory. Well, the genus Canarium is in the family Burseraceae, and while it occurs also in other islands and areas in Southeast Asia, it's actually eaten in this way mostly in Borneo. For example, in Java, the closely related pili nut is being used only for its seeds. And also in Borneo, the Kembayau, which is not that closely related, it's the Criodes rostrata varcuspidata, is being used for its flesh, however, not for its seeds. So the pili nut, also seeds. This is not the pili nut seed, by the way. The Kembayau, only flesh, but the Dabai, both of them. It is a very highly priced fruit. On the markets where I saw it in the last couple days, it was priced between 30 and 50 ringgit, which is a lot. Most fruits around here will be like 5 to 10 ringgit per kilogram, and really fancy fruits will be like 10 to 15. There is very rarely something above 15 ringgit, but those go up to 50. Very expensive fruit, considered very fancy. Yeah, a little bit like Italian olive. On an Italian market, any Mediterranean market, the olives will be considerably more expensive than almost every other fruit. It has become kind of a bit of a hype with foodies and vegans and healthy lifestyle people. Some of them flock to Borneo or nearby areas where it's being grown to eat it. It's a very big, well, a pretty big jungle tree, 40 to 50 meters tall. 2 types of trees, male or hermaphrodite trees. So, if you have bought a male tree, you are basically, yeah, kinda in trouble, because I guess you will get no fruits. Also, I don't think I've seen it anywhere outside of Borneo. It seems to be cultivated in other areas on a very small scale, but yeah, it is not really common anywhere outside of Borneo. People tell me you can find it in other tropical areas. I've never found it. I collected 6 different types of the market of Sriaman 2 days ago. Why did I do this? Because right now I'm in the city of Kuching, and I wanted to meet some people here to taste this stuff with them. And there was nothing in Kuching a week ago, so I collected 6 different types in Sriaman, very well knowing that I have to keep them at least for 2 days before we can eat them in Kuching. But then I came back to Kuching, and unlike 5 days earlier when I had left Kuching, there was a lot of tabai now. The fruit season is starting, also the Dabai season is starting. I bought just 1 type of tabai in Kuching. I could have bought another 6 or 7 types on Satok market alone. That's the big market of Kuching. But I thought 7 different tabais are quite good. While there are some named varieties here in Borneo, especially in the area of Sriaman, where I got most of those, I never asked anybody about the varieties. Also, most people here will not even know the variety of the fruit. They might know it for mangoes or bananas, or for durian if they have a named variety, but for pretty much nothing else. I even suspect that 1 or 2 of those could be Kembayau, although it is quite on the rare side here. How do you prepare dabai? You need to heat it, but you shouldn't boil it. So here we just took hot water from our water heater, from the standard hostel water heater, which makes water at the proper temperature for coffee or tea, and soak the fruits inside for a couple minutes. You are not supposed to boil them, you just have to keep them for a couple minutes in hot water. Or you can also, which is probably not that healthy, leave the plastic bag out in the sun for an hour or so. The average equatorial sun will cook them to perfection, but I think it's not so healthy with the plastic bag. You can also wait till they are absolutely ripe and then eat them without heating. Now, my guests are still not here for my dabai mukbang, but my beautiful but camera shy assistant is here, and now she will appear, not on the video, but at least to eat the dabai. Okay, I'm not gonna film you, I promise. Can I film your t-shirt? No. Okay, now you try all those 7 different dabai and tell me what is the difference. I would like to know how different they are, and also if they have suffered by being stored for 2 days. This is it. You don't usually eat, at least I don't eat the tough skin, except if it's being prepared in some way. You can also make a lot of things out of them.
It's like safu.
It's like safu, she says.
But sweeter.
Until now, she was only aware of the African savu, which would be what the Criodes edulis is, I think.
Yes.
So, but the big difference is here you can also eat the seed. Okay, the second one. So the first one, yeah, it's sour. It's soft and sour. If you pickle it like an olive, I guess it will taste like an olive, but those were just soaked in hot water without any salt, soy sauce, or chili or sugar. The second one a bit more sour and softer.
Oh, this one was still too hard.
No, mine was already good. I told you to put them in enough water. It's very hard to get able stuff nowadays, isn't it? So now the third one. This is the fresh one from Kuching. A lot of those from Siaman, they already looked kind of dodgy. Like, look at this. This has been stored for several days and has dried up. Also this looks completely like crap, and most of them looked already like this 2 days ago when I bought them. I think, yeah, this was those first 2 were actually the only ones that look kind of okay. But this here I bought it today. It looks fresh. It is fresh. It is also bigger. So let's see. This should be the tastiest one. A lot creamier. And the sourness is not so strong.
Okay, the rosemary. Rosemary aftertaste.
Sorry?
Rosemary aftertaste.
Rosemary aftertaste, she says. Yeah, you could say this.
Kind of piney.
But they're all kind of piney.
No.
Just maybe a little bit more. Also much bigger seeds, remember? Keep the seeds.
Yeah, very good.
Number 4. Much more sour and much softer. Almost liquid. Darker seed. Until now we haven't got a single Cambayao seed. So we should be able to eat all those. Yeah, very strange, right? This is almost liquid.
Yeah, maybe it was soaked for too long.
Or maybe it was just older and already ripened and got almost edible before we soaked it. I don't think... Let's try the next one. Wow, really tough skin. This one has a really tough skin. And also quite a large seed. Yeah, taste-wise, milder, but the skin was really tough,
Yeah.
right?
But the pulp creamy.
The pulp creamier. Yeah, I think what I noticed most was the skin. Now, number 6. Quite on the sour side. Yeah, but I don't see any problems by storing them so long. Well, any problems then? Let's try the last one before we discuss them. Tough and dry and with the mayonnaise flavor. Wouldn't you say this has a mayonnaise flavor?
I don't know yet.
A slightly rancid flavor. Let's try another one.
Yeah, weird.
The second one is not that rancid, but yeah. Quite an astringent flavor. Yeah, I must say I like the fresh ones from Borneo, from Kuching market best. Let's try one more. Try this and again and say if it was the best. It has a lot of pulp. It's not too sour. It doesn't have a lot of flavor in my opinion, but
Yes. The most pleasant to eat.
most pleasant to eat. None of the other ones was bad. Maybe except for the last one. I think the last one was already a little bit fermented or rancid, but this was the best. Next, we need to go downstairs and try a lot of the different seeds. So a couple hours later, of course we didn't keep track which seeds are from which of the 7 batches. Also we managed to find only a tiny rock, but I guess it's gonna work. Oh no. So here is the first one. So taste them and tell me if you taste some, by the way they are very slimy and slippery and escape. Taste them and tell me if you taste them. If you taste huge differences between them. This one tastes moldy and astringent. Super hard stuff. Also, never eat too many seeds. Once, a nice guy, who my beautiful but camera shy assistant knows very well. However, he thinks that she's my second persona and doesn't exist. He once poisoned me by giving me like about a kilogram of those seeds to eat. Okay, the second one was better. Tasting like what? Yeah, I would say like a pili nut, but pili nut is a very close relative. It tastes like some quite specific nut I'm quite familiar, like walnut, a little bit like walnut, yes, a little bit like walnut. And actually, what was the name for walnut here? I think they use the word walnut for some nuts from the genus Canarium. Was it Carange? No, Carange was a different nut. Canary is the local name for walnut, for the important walnut from subtropical and temperate areas. They use Carange, not Carange. They use Canary also for some Dabai relatives. This is actually the original name that they use for some Dabai relatives, and the Latin name Canarium derives from this Melayu word. And then later, when they got the imported walnuts, they tasted so similar that they used the same name for them. Only the walnuts are not as slippery as those. Yeah, so it tastes like fresh walnuts, more or less. Yeah, right?
Yes.
What about you? Collect a couple of the little pieces because I didn't manage to break them properly. Tell me if they taste like really fresh walnuts or like some other nut. We didn't bring my knife, did we? Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it works out better with opening those today or tonight. We are not too successful, but yeah, walnuts. Even the brown skin inside the shell, but around the seed, is a bit bitter and astringent and tastes exactly like the skin around the walnut seeds. Yeah, I can totally agree that calling the imported walnuts by the same name as this local fruit, calling them Canari, was definitely a wise decision by the people in this area. So folks, this was eating 7 different types of Borneo Olive or Dabai from the genus Canarium. Canarium odontophyllum. Dabai was odontophyllum, right? Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful and incredibly fruit-rich island of Borneo, the most fruit-rich island in the whole wide world. And of course, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.